Good afternoon. Well, we're in the 30s, the sun's out, wind's up, so it's not that pleasant, but it's good to exercise. The subjects that come to mind are a couple. One is my concern about the Constitution. Article 14, Section 3 says if you support an insurrection, you may not run for office. It's that simple. I believe it's a self-executing provision, meaning you can invoke it in any election from, Congress right up to the President of the United States. Representative Cawthorn, C-A-W-T-H-O-R-N, in North Carolina, is running for re-election, and there's a motion there citing Article 14th Amendment, Section 3, that particular provision. I think that should be the effort for every congressman, every senator who supported the insurrection across the nation, particularly since all of Congress is up this year. So there's like 100 seats or so this involves. In addition, I think if Trump or anybody else, say Hawley, or I don't know if he's up this year, but any other senator who supported the insurrection, I think they should be challenged. They should not be allowed to be on the ballot. And I think that's very simple. Now, I talked about this in a podcast last November, and I'm glad to see, independently or otherwise, everybody can read the Constitution. Others have taken it to heart and have picked up on it. So I think that's exciting. I think the January 6th committee should spend more time than they are with Barr. He knows a lot more, and at some point he'll either tell us or he'll take the fifth. There's nothing in between. I think a big and looming question is what's going on between Russia and China. And I've expressed the concern, and you probably feel it as well, that what Putin is thinking, if he wants to be an empire, of allying himself with other nation states that support him. The most obvious are China and North Korea, because they have interest in the region. And they entered a joint agreement while the Olympics is going on in China. And it's very interesting for what it says. They agree, they oppose the enlargement of NATO, so that's a big deal. They also oppose the combination of Australia, Great Britain, and us. And you may have seen some things in which we got the French's nose out of shape, because it seems to me we bigfooted what was going on there. And they're also concerned about sanctions being unilaterally imposed, and that is China and Russia. And in addition, they have a very clear definition of what a nation state should be able to do, and they don't want other people interposing themselves. I think this speaks strongly for Russia going forward with its occupation. Maybe not. Like I've said before, I think it's an 80-20 chance, and that's pretty serious. You know, it's very interesting to see. Pence came out and really he said what he'd said before. I think it was good timing, because it reaffirms that he's not changing his mind as some other Republicans do. And it was interesting that Hogan spoke up against the censorship, censuring two members of Congress who are Republicans. And I think he's trying to find space for himself to run. Maybe not. Anyhow, that's what I see today. It's pretty cold out, so I'll probably lose my battery in a second or two. And I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow, when it really will be the cathedral of trees without leaves. Bye-bye.